So now that we've cleared up what whole home generator actually means, how do you figure out what size generator you really need? Not just what fits your house on paper, but what actually powers your life during an outage without compromises or regrets. And hey, if you're seeing this video first, make sure to circle back and watch part 1. It'll make the details in this video make even more sense, but no pressure, you can absolutely keep watching and come back to part 1 afterwards. Let's start with the basics. Professionals don't guess. We use real tools like clamp-on ammeters and power analyzers to measure the home's actual draw while the appliances are running. It's not about theory, it's about real usage under real conditions with real expectations. We'll often simulate max load by running everything. Air conditioning, ovens, clothes dryers, even an EV charger if the home has one. This gives us a true snapshot of the home's electrical behavior when the power demand is at its highest. Next, we look at your power bill, specifically the highest month of the year. That tells us a lot. Summer in Florida or winter in the mountains, that spike gives us a clear picture of how much your home is pulling when everything is working its hardest. Now, we won't go deep into the math, but wattage is simply voltage times current. For example, a 240 volt appliance pulling 40 amps is using 9,600 watts. Add a few of those up and you'll quickly realize how fast a 22 kW generator can get maxed out. And the part that most people forget, starting load or inrush current. When something like a pool pump, well pump, or HVAC kicks on, it pulls more power than it does while it's running. So if your generator can't handle the surge, things shut down or trip out. That's why we don't size for the average, we size for the worst moment when multiple heavy appliances are starting up all at once. That's the load your generator has to carry. Anything less is a gamble and storms aren't the time to roll the dice. Some people ask, can I just use Generac's sizing calculator? And the answer is kind of. It's a decent starting point, but in our experience, it usually suggests something too small, and those calculators can't account for how you actually live. They don't know you charge your EV overnight, or that you run 2 dryers on the weekend, or that your electric oven and cooktop might both be on while your AC is starting up. Real usage isn't generic, it's personal, and that's why sizing should be too. Fuel matters too. If you're on natural gas, we check your meter to make sure it can handle the load of everything. Your stove, water heater, furnace, and the generator at full output. If it can't, you may need an upgrade from your gas provider. For propane systems, it's usually less of an issue, but we still run a dedicated high pressure line from the tank to the generator. Shared lines can limit fuel flow when it matters most, and during an outage, you don't want your furnace competing with your generator. Distance is another major factor. Most installs have the generator within 30 feet of the service panel, and that's standard. But when a customer wants to place it 200 feet away, out by a detached garage or back corner of the property, that changes everything. Long distances mean we need much larger wire. That wire costs more and a lot more labor to run it. Beyond the cost, there's also power loss. Think of it like a speaker 200 feet away from the stereo. Same volume setting, but the sound is weaker. That's what happens when electricity travels too far. The voltage drops, the generator still runs, but the power reaching your panel isn't as strong, and that weaker signal can make a big difference when your system is already running at high demand. Here's something that we're seeing more and more: appliances that act like full electrical systems. For example, electric on-demand water heaters. We've seen models with 4 40-amp breakers that pull 36 kW just for hot water. That's more than an entire 26 kW generator can provide. And then there are EV chargers. A Tesla wall connector can pull 80 amps. The Hummer and some Porsche models, nearly 100. These aren't side loads, they're primary systems, and if your generator isn't sized with that in mind, charging simply won't happen. Here's another rare but important case. Some homes, like ones in Bel Air here in Florida, are wired with 120/240 3-phase delta. In that situation, you need a liquid-cooled 3-phase generator with a very specific voltage profile, not your typical residential setup. It's not common, but that's the kind of thing that matters, because when the lights go out, every cork in your electrical system suddenly becomes very real, and that's why site visits and evaluations matter. We don't assume, we verify. And here's the part that nobody talks about, but every professional knows, is during the quote process, homeowners often think with the part of their brain that's worried about price, and who can blame them? It's a big investment and every dollar counts. So we show them 3 options: small, medium, and best fit. We explain the trade-offs and we walk through the logic, and sometimes they still go with the cheapest one because it's hard not to, and that instinct to save money is totally normal. But here's what happens next. First time the power goes out, it's not a spreadsheet anymore. It's real, it's emotional, and the homeowner doesn't remember the options. They don't remember the compromise. They just remember one thing. This is the generator that you sold me. That's why we size systems for how people actually live, because when the lights go out, nobody wants to be told you should have picked a bigger one. They just want it to work, like utility power does, seamless, comfortable, no compromises. Generator sizing isn't about upselling. It's about setting expectations and protecting your peace of mind. And that's not something you want to leave to guesswork or a calculator. If you're looking for more information on a generator for your home or your business, I dropped some helpful resources in the description to save you time and hopefully a lot of aggravation. Check that out when you're ready to take the next step. And there you have it, generator sizing clarified and uncompromised. Thank you for spending this time with me. It is always great to have you here. And remember, when in doubt, get it checked out. Stay curious, stay prepared, and we'll keep you powered no matter what. See you in the next one.